Tonight on WTOP 10, a report on the disposal of Jamal Khashoggi's body.
Alec Baldwin has been arrested.
And a Utah mayor killed in Afghanistan.
WTOP 10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I'm Jake Vanderbroek.
And I'm Chelsea Garby.
Our top story tonight, a report on the disposal of Jamal Khashoggi. According to the reports, the journalist's body was dismembered and was put into 5 suitcases after he was strangled upon entering Saudi Arabia's consulate in Istanbul last month.
According to reports, officials said that Maher Mutreb, Salal Tubi, and Thar al-Harabi were the suspects from a 15-member hit squad reportedly involved in dismembering Khashoggi's body and removing it from the premises. No court date has been announced for the 3 suspects. We hope everyone enjoyed their extra hour of sleep this weekend as daylight savings time ended. Clocks were officially set back early this morning from 2 a.m. to 1 a.m. This year marks the 100th anniversary of the first imposition of daylight savings time in the U.S., when Congress adopted the Standard Time Act of 1918.
A New York family says they found human bones beneath their basement, and they believe the remains are those of their patriarch who disappeared approximately half a century ago. 61-year-old Stephen Carroll and his 57-year-old brother Michael Carroll said their family had tried just about everything to find out what happened to their father, George Carroll, who disappeared back in 1961. The missing man's wife, Dorothy Carroll, who died in 1998, had only told their children that, quote, he went out and just never came back. Investigators will be using dental records and DNA testing to see if they are actually George Carroll's bones.
Syracuse native Alec Baldwin was arrested Friday for allegedly assaulting a man in a parking dispute in New York City. Polo Sandoval has more on the story.
Hey, Alec. Actor Alec Baldwin stayed quiet as he walked out of a New York City police precinct Friday. The actor, largely known for his reoccurring SNL portrayal of President Trump, was charged with assault and harassment. The NYPD alleging Baldwin punched a 49-year-old man during a fight over a parking spot. This isn't the first time Baldwin finds himself in trouble with the law or making headlines. In 2014, Baldwin was arrested for bike riding on the wrong side of the road. The short-tempered actor has also been seen getting into scuffles with paparazzi. Back in 2007, Baldwin was heard on a voicemail recording yelling insults at then-wife Kim Basinger and their daughter.
You are a rude, thoughtless little pig. I don't give a damn that you're 12 years old or 11 years old or that you're a child.
Baldwin's behavior has attracted criticism from conservatives. On Twitter, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee took a sarcastic jab at Baldwin. The president's son, Don Jr., calling Baldwin a piece of garbage. Earlier this year, the president called Baldwin's impersonation of him terrible and agony-inducing. This time, though, a more measured response from the White House South Lawn.
Who was arrested?
Alec Baldwin. He punched somebody out during a parking dispute.
I wish him luck.
That's it.
Friday evening, Baldwin took to Twitter denying the allegations, calling them false. The actor wrote, I realize that it has become a sport to tag people with as many negative charges and defaming allegations as possible for the purposes of clickbait entertainment. Fortunately, no matter how reverberating the echoes, it doesn't make the statements true. Polo Sandoval, CNN, New York.
Last night, Saturday Night Live poked fun at the actor and his antics. Baldwin's show on ABC has not been canceled. An upstate New York Police Department has debunked rampant rumors that have been taking place on social media that candy has been laced with LSD. A hallucinogen drug had been given out to trick-or-treaters on Halloween. The Hornell Police Department in Steuben County received a number of inquiries into the matter, police said in a Facebook post Friday night. While police and paramedics did respond to a medical call, there was no evidence of foul play.
Watertown police have arrested a man for allegedly shooting 5 people early Saturday morning at a nightclub. Police arrested 31-year-old Julio E. Landron Sanchez of 207 Wealth Avenue in Watertown, who was seen running from the scene of the shooting. He's being charged with 5 counts of second-degree assault and 1 count of criminal possession of a weapon. Police said that Landron Sanchez has been arraigned. All 5 victims survived the shooting and have been treated and released from the hospital.
A man was taken to the hospital Sunday morning after a fire occurred in an apartment complex in the town of Tully. According to Fire Chief Stephen Shan, the fire was contained and there were no other injuries reported. The fire was reported with smoke rising out of the first floor of the 2-story building at the Meadows Apartments complex at 1 Village View Drive around 9 a.m. Sean said that he entered and rescued the trapped man while fellow firefighters fought the blaze.
Incoming Syracuse Police Chief Kenton Buckner answered questions at the City Hall Commons yesterday afternoon. He answered numerous things to the public, including topics like improving diversity on the police force, having police officers at schools, and even second chances to those who were convicted of a crime. Buckner will be leaving his job as chief of the Little Rock, Arkansas Police Department on November 16th. No word yet on when Buckner will be starting his new job in Syracuse. Well, Faneuil Hall hosted its 4th annual Halloween party over the weekend. WTOP 10 reporter Tomas Beltran has more.
Yes, Jake, as I learned, the 4th edition of the Faneuil party took place last Wednesday, October 30th. As I learned, it had the highest turnout so far. Placed last Tuesday night at Faneuil Hall. According to the organization, this year they've had the highest attendance so far, with activities that range from a haunted house to raffles or face painting.
I like the haunted house and the food the best.
You know, I mean, it's definitely interesting to see. A lot of people have, I remember last year I was actually on call on Halloween, so like people will have like different costumes, and you see people from, we have a lot of people at the school from like different countries and stuff, so they'll have a different variety of costumes as well, something you may not typically see.
We've been doing this program for, I believe it's 4 years now here in Faneuil. It's basically just an alternative for the residents to have something fun to do for Halloween. The residents really seem to enjoy it every year, so this year we decided to make it bigger and better. We added a haunted house. There's new activities like pumpkin painting, a donut eating competition. As a person having a diverse amount of people come to the program, it's really awesome, especially being here, like I said, for my 3rd year, just seeing all different people come together as a community and get involved, and not just in Hart or whatever building they live in, but coming to Faneuil from different parts of campus.
Students had a spectacular time this year, so if you were not able to attend, buckle up for next year. Halloween is just one of the many puns associated with the residential hall. Jake, Chelsea, back to you guys at the desk.
All right, thank you, Tomas. Coming up later tonight, we talk about a crash that left members of a Girl Scout troop dead.
And a story about a Utah mayor killed in Afghanistan. Now let's take a quick look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Dan Maslowski.
Thanks, guys. It is brutally cold. I wish I was in the studio right now, but I'm doing this for you guys. So right now, taking a look at radar and satellite, we do have temperatures mid-30s to low 40s. Now, if you think it's going to be like this for the entire week, I have some good news. It is going to get a lot warmer into the mid-50s through the week, probably more on Wednesday and Thursday. But once we get into the weekend, Saturday, it's going to be into the mid to low 40s. And once we get to Sunday, 35 degrees. We have this as well as more news and sports coming up after the break. You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News.
You know who's going off in fantasy this week? Drew Brees.
Brees with time. You know, you guys are sleeping on Odell Beckham Jr., though. I think he's scoring 3 TDs this week.
And it throws it Beckham across the middle.
No, tell me, the Bears defense is what's going to go off this week. I mean, holy
Chicago Bears.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Want to know all the latest things pop culture? Tune in to Let's Talk About It every other Monday at 10 p.m.
Good afternoon. This is meteorologist Daniel Maslowski here with your update on the weather. So taking a look at today's highs, we have low 40s to mid 40s, not looking too good. And as we get to current temperatures, it does get a little bit worse. We have mid 30s. Looking at some areas like Watertown at 35 degrees, Oswego at 41, same for Phoenix, 41 degrees. But the good news is that even though we're looking right now, these temperatures are more or less into the low 40s, it will get a little bit better as we get through the week. So, looking at radar and satellite, I'm going to move over for a sec just so that you can see this a little better. We do have snow showers up north, and this low pressure system, which is making its way up towards Oswego, that's going to bring rain over the next several days. We do have rain for Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, we get a slight break. It'll be mostly cloudy, but then as we get into Thursday and Friday, these rain showers that are making their way up are going to stay for the entire week. Now, as we take a look closer into New York State right now, it isn't too bad. All we have are cloudy skies, which is good for the most part as of right now, but it will change as we get into the start of next week. Futurecast, as you can see right now, once we get to Monday morning at 9 a.m., we do have showers which are making their way through the area. So if you're heading out Monday morning, make sure you grab that umbrella because it will get pretty rough in areas such as Oswego, Rochester, and Syracuse, seeing more than an inch of rain. Now, as we make our way into Monday night, we will have cloudy skies. Then, as we get into Tuesday, even heavier rain making its way through the area. Current conditions right now, Fulton not looking too bad, 41 degrees, wind at 7 miles per hour. Then we get to Syracuse, 10 miles per hour and 39 degrees. 7-day forecast not looking too bad. Like I said, we do have showers on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then a slight chance for one on Sunday. And if you haven't set your clocks yet, make sure you do that so that Monday morning you don't come to class an hour late. This is meteorologist Daniel Maslowski here with the check-in on the weather. More news and sports coming up after the break.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Lydia Connect. Absolutely, Dan Kane, this is his second year, have at least one shot. But communicate and just, you have to go back to the basics. Absolutely wrong, because right now 1-2 in the SUNY Action. If you can win both of those games, sick and tired, Brandon. If the other team can win 1 point, hey Vanderbilt. Oh, absolutely, come on. Just give me the 1-0 lead, all right? No. Or watching Laker Connection. Connections here on WTOP 10.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off.
Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey guys, I think I'm a little shiny. Can someone help with that, please?
So you ready for tonight?
Yeah, I think so.
So, you're gonna start off the show like suspended from the ceiling, right? So you're all set with that. So yeah, just remember everything else we talked about and make sure you follow the prompter.
I mean, don't I always?
No, just do talk, is that okay?
All right, no problem. Let's go.
It's a beautiful day out here. Sunny today with light breezes, giving way to clouds in the afternoon. We could see some light precipitation to moderate precipitation later on, followed by powerful storm-like conditions. 90 miles per hour winds are expected. Authorities are asking everyone, stay indoors. Come on, that's it. Let's go.
Welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. The suspect in the Tallahassee yoga shooting has had run-ins with the police in the past. Scott Burley entered the studio Friday night passing as a regular customer prior to the shooting.
According to CNN, students fought back, but there were 2 deaths and 5 individuals who were wounded. Borelli shot himself before police entered the studio. A school in Virginia is getting a hand from a familiar name. Together, they are spreading positivity and potassium. Elia Horges has the story.
The entire cafeteria went bananas. After a cafeteria manager's act of kindness has gotten national attention. Stacy Truman decided to write motivational messages on at least 50 bananas last week. Dole Food Company got word of the idea and partnered with Kingston Elementary. Today, they donated 550 of them for every student to have.
I like how they have the writing on them. I think it's really cool.
The school principal says 10 parent volunteers, along with Ms. Truman, wrote a message on every single banana. We asked some of the second graders why their mom or dad helped out.
I think she thinks they're also really cute, and I think that, she really just likes them.
Some familiar and some new motivational messages are on each banana. I believe in you, don't give up, and your future is bright, to name a few. Many students excited to have one of their own.
Because that makes me think that in my future I'm going to have a happier life.
These motivational bananas aren't just getting students to think highly of themselves, but is also getting them to eat more of this nutritional snack.
I love the writing on them, and I love to eat bananas.
After today's banana craze, it's safe to say these talking bananas will be the talk for the rest of the day.
The school hopes to continue this act of kindness towards the students in the future.
A New York man has been arrested after spraying anti-Semitic messages on a synagogue. According to CNN, James Polite was charged with 4 counts of criminal mischief in the 4th degree. Mayor Bill de Blasio said in a quote, "The incident was a horrible act of hate and deeply disturbing to all New Yorkers." James Polite is known to have a troubled past which is related to his actions now. Polite is still expected to appear in court.
Members of a Wisconsin Girl Scout 3055 are mourning the loss of 3 members and an adult who was struck by a pickup truck. The accident occurred on Lake Hallie, where the victims were cleaning up trash on the side of the road. The suspect fled after the accident, leaving 1 more in critical condition. Colton Trio has been charged with 4 counts of homicide.
According to Al Jazeera News, Egyptian security forces have killed 19 people linked to a deadly attack on the Coptic Christians. The shootout of the suspects occurred in the desert of Minya province in central Egypt. While no evidence has been found yet, the Islamic State of Iraq and ISIS has claimed responsibility for the attack. This attack is one of many against the minority Coptic community.
After deadly flooding from the Dead Sea, Jordan's King Abdullah II has accepted the resignations of 2 ministries. The result of 2 ministries resigning is an accumulation of popular and parliamentary pressure on the government after the floods disaster. The flooding killed an estimated 21 people and left dozens injured. According to Al Jazeera News, the king accepted the resignations of Tourism Minister Lena Anabd and Education Minister Azim Hafizeh.
The beloved mayor of a small Utah city was killed in Afghanistan yesterday. Brent Taylor was a family man and member of the State National Guard. He was also the mayor of North Ogden, a city of about 17,000, 40 miles north of Salt Lake City. Lauren Steinbrecher spoke with some of those who knew him.
While on deployment deployment, Major Brent Taylor kept his friends and family up to date on his life overseas.
He'd send pictures and let us know what was going on and the different things he was doing over there.
His latest update:
they were working hard to make sure the people of Afghanistan had a safe election so they could choose who they wanted to.
Just a few days later, Taylor was killed in an insider attack by a member of the Afghan National Defense and Security Forces. The attacker was immediately killed, the Utah National Guard says. It left his friends at North Ogden City stunned.
There's just really no words to express the loss we feel. It's just been a terrible day.
Major Taylor's deployment was set to end in January. After returning home, he was going to continue on his role as mayor of North Ogden. Everyone was looking forward to it.
The impact he has on the city is so great. It's going to be really hard without him.
Even while serving his country, Taylor was already thinking of how to serve his community again.
I actually spoke with him about a week and a half ago.
He started making plans and continued to share his work in Afghanistan. His last text to the council:
greetings from Afghanistan. He wanted to know how his North Ogden friends were doing.
And Taylor told them about the elections. Major Taylor also detailed the experience in his last Facebook post, which he says at one point, "I'm proud of the brave Afghan and U.S. soldiers I serve with." He ended with, "God bless America."
I think the one thing I'd want everybody to know is how much he loved America and serving. That was his greatest honor, and serving his country.
Taylor is survived by 7 children and his wife Jenny. He was just months from finishing his tour. Coming up in sports, Owen Gallagher with your weekend sports update.
You're watching WTOP 10 Nightly News.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Is "How are you, precious" okay?
Take out the precious. It's way too cheesy.
Okay, yeah.
Just go,
sure.
"Hey, how are you?
Nope.
How's your day?"
Yeah.
Don't be cheesy.
Yeah, I figured.
So, what'd she say?
She's still typing. I'm not sure. She never takes this long.
I wouldn't worry about it. Give it a few minutes.
Okay.
And welcome back to WTOP 10 Nightly News. I am Owen Gallagher with your sports update. The Oswego State men's wrestling team competed to a 10th place finish in the Ithaca College Invitational this weekend. The highlight of the tournament for the Lakers came from Isaac Matthews, who battled to a 4th place finish, and Matthews was pinned in his first match, but he went on to dominate the consolation bracket all the way to the 3rd place match, where he lost a close matchup 6-5. The team has some time to prepare for their next tournament on November 18th at Cornell. And now from the mat to the pool, the Lakers men's swim team claimed their 3rd victory on the season on Saturday against Clarkson. Alex Davey led the Lakers with wins in the 50-yard freestyle, 100-yard freestyle, and 200-yard freestyle. Luis Perez also claimed 2 victories in both the 100 and 200-yard backstroke. The women's swimming team also lost their matchup against Clarkson by just 3 points. The Lakers did dominate the board, though, as they secured the top 3 spots in both the 1 meter and 3 meter event. Both teams will be in action again next weekend against Alfred State. And usually around this time, Syracuse Orange fans can't wait for the basketball season, but with all the hype surrounding the football team, the Orange basketball team has kind of gone under the radar. Jim Boeheim has his squad at number 16 in the AP poll, and the season starts in just 2 days. The Orange will host Eastern Washington, a team that went 20-15 last year and made the postseason, playing in the College Basketball Invitational. This game is the first the Orange will play as part of the 2K Classic. Tip-off at the Dome is set for 7 p.m. And now the Buffalo Bills were in action today as we saw Nathan Peterman back under center. The Buffalo Bills were hosting the Chicago Bears, leaders of the NFC North Division. Bears started up 7-0, and Roquan Smith is going to actually strip Jason Kroom here. And Eddie Jackson's going to pick that one up to the house. 65 yards for Eddie Jackson, the old scoop and score. The Bears defense would give Peterman trouble as we're going to stay in the first half here, and whoops, that's not good. Leonard Floyd's going to take that one to the house. Can't necessarily blame all of Peterman on that one. Kyle Fuller jumped the route there, but Steven Hauschka would get the Bills fans a little excited as they get on the board with 3 points there in the late third quarter. We go Peterman 4th and 9, trying to do something, scrambling around there, backing up. Never a good sign. But he's going to find Kelvin Benjamin to the end zone. He's got it. Oh, no. Just like the Bills' season's gone thus far, Kelvin Benjamin drops that one. Lone bright spot and lone touchdown of the Bills on the day was right here as Peterman gets it with a QB sneak. Bills are going to drop this one. Final 41-9.
Yeah, honestly, Owen, the Bills are in rough shape, but Dan, let's get a final check of that forecast.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like pick your poison. Right now, it isn't looking too bad. It's cold, but the skies are clear. But then as we get into Monday and Tuesday, we have the rain. It will get warmer, but we're going to have those rain showers in and around the week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and a little bit on Sunday. But it shouldn't be too bad.
All right, not too bad. Well, that's our report for tonight. Be sure to stay tuned for the buzzer beater.
Thank you for watching. Have a great night, everyone.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
I wouldn't use this one.
He helps me with my decision making.
Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, no. And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what?
Ryan just texted me.
Oh my god, what did he say?
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill, that's like so last year. It's all about WTOP movies on demand and chill.
You are so right.
Yo, bro, what's wrong?
Yo, bro. My girl left me, bro.
But why?
Because I don't watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.